you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bulldog here with another edition of Splinterlands Investors Corner. It's been a couple weeks since we looked at what was going on with the market, what's going on with my account. So it's time to get an update. It's time to get an update. For those of you who have not seen this type of video before, it's more of like a mini podcast type thing. We don't have gameplay. This is not a gameplay guide. We're just going to talk about what's going on with the market with Splinterlands. So I'm going to talk about land because land just spiked today or yesterday. We're going to look at SPS. SPS has gone up a little bit. Is it going back to $1? Is it going back to $1? We're going to talk about how I'm going to be moving to doing this full time. I'm scared to death about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit, and then I'm going to, as always, give my card pick for what card I think is going to spike the most. We're going to choose one that's a little more reasonably priced that some of the beginners can get into. So let's get started. Let's get started here. We don't want to make this take too long. We like quick videos. My updated account value, my card value. Remember, I started with about $2,200 ish in packs that I opened, some I sold. We did some various flipping. My card value is now up to $26,000 in about 3 months. About 3 months. It is insane. Land value. Land's kind of what I want to focus on here for a second. Plots of land are now over $250 each. These sold for $20. Sold for $20 just a few months ago from the game. I have 3 tracks. So it's hard to get a price on tracks because nobody's really selling tracks. I'm not selling my tracks. I'm going to wait and essentially open them up. They will become plots. They will become 300 plots. So that's kind of where I put a question mark on the land value. So if you take the value of 300 plots times $250, that's $75,000. I spent $5,000 on 3 tracks. It's now, you can argue it's worth $75,000 now. Combined with some of my other assets, I've got a few packs left. I've got some DEC. I've got some SPS. My account value is now over $100,000. I now have $109,000 in account value. Again, depending on how you value land, but it's easy to argue my account is now 6 figures. That is super exciting. It's up 84%. 84% since I made this last video 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I got so many comments saying, man, I missed out. I wish I had gotten in this earlier. It's too late now. It's not too late. It's still not too late. Man, this game is absolutely taking off. I think we're at 50,000 active players a day now. That's still on the low side. I think we're going to 500,000. I mean, this is still the early phases. So, since I believe this is still the early phases, one question that I've gotten is, how much do you think land is going to be worth but when it gets here? Because remember, right now, land's only value is for the SPS airdrop. That's the only thing land is getting you. Land is not in the game yet. So it's a big question mark. And it's hard to determine what that value will be like. But remember, land wasn't necessarily designed when it was sold for this many number of people. Land is a very limited option. They said that they do not anticipate any more land coming into the game. What's here is what's going to be here. Now, I mean, I think maybe years down the road, they might go to like a new like a different map of land or something like that. I could see them doing something, but for the near and intermediate future, land is what it is. You've got to get what's there. You can't wait for Splinterlands to put more land out. I made a prediction on my Discord the other day that by the time the calendar flips, by the time land's use gets here, land is going to be worth $1,000 a plot. $1,000 on average. Now, here in not too long, they're going to actually unveil what type of land you have, because there's different rarities to land. So it's not right now every plot is worth the same. That won't be the same by December, January, whenever land actually gets into the use. Different types of land will have different values, but I think on average a plot, maybe I should say median. Maybe the median plot value is going to be $1,000. Now, I probably shouldn't say average, because there might be There might be like some legendary plots that are going for $100,000 that will drag the average up. I don't know. I think land plots are headed for $1,000, and I don't think it's going to be all that long before we get there. I think I am very, very bullish on land. I absolutely love it. It's up to $250, and I still think that's I still think that's good value. I still think that's good value. I would actually. The only reason I'm not buying more is because I want him to build up my cards as well and be able to play with them. And I've got a decent chunk of land, so I've got a decent chunk of land. But all of this value compared or added on to my SPS airdrop. With this land, mainly with the land, I am now getting about $7,000 a month from SPS airdrop. I have actually decided to quit my full-time job. I have a very nice job, at least a very well-paying job. I don't really like my job too much, but I make six figures at my job. I make six figures at my job, and I have decided to quit my job to play video games full-time. We're going to be playing this game. I'm going to still be playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We might add on some other games as we go. I don't know what's going to go on. I'm going to do this full-time. I am scared out of my mind. I am absolutely scared out of my mind. But this Splinterlands has given me the power to do it. I basically rage quit my job. I got so upset at some of the things that they were asking me to do. I didn't feel it was good for my health. Working too many hours. I mean, I was at 50 hours a week, and I'm not going to go into all the details there. But Splinterlands gave me the power to say I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna try something else. Now, I didn't literally walk out. I've got a few weeks remaining, but starting September, I am going full-time YouTuber, Twitch, all of that stuff. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more of me. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me, and this is at least giving me something to fall back on. Okay, worst case scenario, we've got this. I can sell stuff off if I have to. Hopefully I don't have to do that. But this is giving me a cushion that I can decide to do something else that I actually enjoy. So let's move on from my account. Let's talk about SPS, because that's a big factor here. Getting this airdrop. So I say I'm getting $7,000 a month. That's based on the current value of SPS. If SPS drops, I'm going to lose a lot of income. If it skyrockets, I'm going to gain a lot of income. So one of the most common questions I get is, do you think SPS is headed back to $1? Do you think SPS is headed back to $1? And I don't think it's going that far. I don't think it's going that far, but I was very bearish on SPS when it was up at $1, when it was up at 80 cents, whatever it was. I kind of felt that it was going to, I think my original prediction was 10 cents. I kind of adjusted it and felt it was going to hang about 20, 25 for a while. It didn't quite get down that low, but now it's starting to creep back up. And I think it's going to creep back up for the next couple months, because we're finally starting to see a reason to own SPS. Other than just pure value and wanting it to go up. An actual reason in the game. And one of the biggest things is that the Chaos pre-sale is coming. You cannot participate in the Chaos pre-sale. So Chaos is the next set, is the next packs that you're going to be able to open and buy directly from the game. One of the reasons prices are so high for these older sets right now is packs are sold out. You have to get them on the secondary market. The player base keeps shooting up. In order to have a more reasonable set option, we need more packs, and those are coming to the game in October-ish. In September, the Chaos pre-sale is here. You have to have SPS staked in order to participate in the Chaos pre-sale. We don't know what the numbers are, but they said it's going to, or at least at this time, looks like it's going to be linear. So you need X amount of SPS to purchase one pack. If you have 30 times that number, you can purchase 30 packs in the pre-sale, and so on. So it's not like you have to hit some threshold or something like that. It's the more SPS you have, the more packs that you can have. And we are going to have a lot of people. We've seen, okay, the Untamed packs were $2 a pack, and now they're $20 a pack. Investing in packs has been very, very profitable. So there are going to be people lining up wanting to buy these packs. You can't buy them unless you have SPS, unless it's staked. So we're going to start to see people start to accumulate that. And I think it makes sense that SPS is going to go up once we need SPS for something. And I think there's a lot of people out there kind of waiting and thinking, oh, that's going to go up in late September, October. No, because people are starting to anticipate that that's going to go up, so they're hoarding now. They're starting to hoard now. They're starting to buy SPS now. I think it's going to slowly creep up until that pre-sale happens. And then when Chaos hits, all Chaos is going to be an appropriate name, because all chaos is going to ensue in the market. All chaos is going to ensue in the market. We're going to introduce... There's so many unknowns. It's so impossible to predict. There is... I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is that you're going to see a little bit of a dip in existing assets as people kind of try to switch over and start to buy into Chaos. You're going to have fewer new players that feel like, okay, they need to go rent Yoden, they need to go rent Llama, whoever it is. I think you're going to see a little bit of a dip in existing prices, and Chaos is going to provide a more affordable set for players to use. Now, the devs have said that there's going to be different ranked queues, there's going to be wild formats, there's going to be different ways where you still need to use some of the old cards to make sure those cards keep their value. You're still going to be able to, you're going to need those for certain things, but I think Chaos is going to give a more reasonably priced set as there are higher prints. I'm expecting a significantly higher print volume so that more players can acquire those cards. Lower introductory prices is going to bring a lot more players into the game. I think that's going to be our next big boom in user base, where we jump from 50,000 players to 100,000 players, whatever it is. I'm making up numbers there, but I think we're going to see another boom when Chaos hits and prices are more affordable. And then when we get that boom, that's gonna drive up everything. It's gonna drive up the price of SPS. It's going to drive up the price of older cards, and we're gonna get that huge boom in user base. But we're adding more, or we're gonna go back to land a second. As we're adding more players, we're adding more card availability. We're not going to be adding more land. So that land is going to continue to drive up value. And that's why I'm so bullish on land. Because yeah, you can invest in other cards, and I've done that, and I certainly recommend that. But those cards, in some places, will kind of get replaced or have more options, which can hurt their value a little bit. It's still going to be strong value, but something that can at least take away from that value. There's not going to be replacing land. Land is going to continue to go up in value as the number of users come into the game, because there's no increasing demand. There's no increasing supply. Demand is going to continue to increase, possibly exponentially, but the land is going to stay fixed, at least for the foreseeable future. So that's why I like land so much as we go back to that. So anyways, on to the next thing. What is this week's card picks? What have I been purchasing? This is my pick for the week, Evangelist. This is one of my favorite cards that I love at every level of the game. So as a beginner at level 1, you've got 3 ranged attack with decent health for a decent mana cost. It's a very good card early in the game. Mid-game, this card gets Inspire, which is going to increase melee damage for all of your characters. So not only can it do damage, but it's now going to become a little bit of a support. And I really like using a sneak deck. There's a lot of good melee cards to like in here. So having that Inspire and increasing your melee damage is very nice. And then at max level, it adds Rust, which is going to decrease armor, decrease everybody's armor on the other side by 2. And if you're running a strong melee team like I like to run my sneak deck, that armor can cause us a problem. Just having a single armor can absorb a decent blow. There's nothing more frustrating than when you've got a good hit lined up, when you've got a 5-6 melee damage attack, and the character has 1 armor, and then all it does is hit the 1 armor. So having that rust decrease armor is very, very good. And I really like that, as my daughter's screaming in the background. Sorry. So that's my card pick for the week. I've been doing lots of things on the market flipping. I've been flipping a lot of Untamed Legendaries. I've flipped some Yodens. I've flipped some Llamas. I've done pretty well on the market. My two most recent purchases. I don't have these on the screen, but I just did them a few hours ago. I bought a max level. I bought a max level Ward of Darkness Alpha. The Alpha was $500 cheaper than the Beta, so I went with Alpha. Bought the Alpha. Bought the Alpha version there, And then the other big pack was, big purchase was Prismatic Energy. I bought a max Prismatic Energy because I really like that card. When we get in situations where the rule says it's very favorable to play magical attacks, and you know magic's coming on the other side, having that Prismatic Energy with the Void and the Reflect and can still do a decent amount of damage is very, very useful. So I really like that. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm looking at with the market, my take on everything going on, some of the cards I'm investing in. Oh, back to Evangelist. I can't believe I forgot this. If we go back to Evangelist real quick, this is a reward card that is going out of print. It is at 93. It's 93% printed. So this is going to be out of print very soon. All people opening it up in the loot chest and selling it off has kind of kept the price down. It's a big reason I think this card is going to go up, is that it's about to be out of print. Once that supply ends, I think the price is going to skyrocket. So I've been buying a bunch of them. I want a max one. I'm not quite up to max. I think I've got level 4. I've got enough level 1s to create a level 5. But I've kind of been picking up all the people pulling it out of their chest and selling it for $2. I've been trying to slowly pick those up. I have a feeling me saying this is now going to end that, and everybody else is going to be trying to do the same thing. But no, I've been picking up a lot of these at $2, $2.25, those types of things. I'm trying to get enough to max this card out, because that's my next card I'd like to max. So anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much. They get on the wrong side there. There we go. Back to the title screen. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned. We're gonna do this every week, every couple weeks. Talk about the market, what's going on. My live stream. I've got a 10K celebration live stream planned for Sunday. I'm currently at 9,600 subscribers, almost 9,700 subscribers actually by the time this video is posted. We are just a few hundred away from 10,000. I expect to hit 10,000 maybe on Sunday. If we get to that 10,000, we're going to do a celebration live stream. I can't wait. We're going to open up some packs. We're going to have some Darth Squirrel surprises, and I can't wait for all of this. So you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna be seeing a lot more of me. I'm doing this full time now. We're always doing this full time very, very shortly. So thank you guys so much. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That always helps out. I will be seeing you guys around.